Okay, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to create the remote control program because it's the easiest to create and the quickest. It's pretty simple. So right here where it says create new program, we're going to call this remote and hit go. Okay. And the way that this remote is going to work is we're going to tell it to sense when these motors are rotating. And what we want to do is it's going to measure the degrees it's rotated and send that number via Bluetooth to the other brick. And that other brick will take that number and set the speed. So to do this, we're going to need, in the sensors menu here, if you come all the way over here, there is a rotation sensor. We're going to grab this and put it there. And then we're going to need an action, and the action is going to be to send a Bluetooth message, and that goes there. So when I use this, I've got two options here, direction or degrees. We're going to be using degrees, and over here I'm going to need this drop down, and you get that by moving your mouse right here. You can just barely see it. There's a little line. If I click on that, here's my little drop down. I forget what they call that. So we're going to connect degrees to this one right here, which is number. That's what we want. We're going to measure the degrees, and we're going to get a number. Okay. So, and this is going to be motor port A, and that's going to be important, A. And then this over here, let's make sure this is all right. A, read, and then okay. So then over here, this is going to be, let's see, connection 1. We're going to leave that alone. Message is going to be a number, and we're going to keep it with mailbox 1. Now we're going to need to do that again for our other motor. We're going to need a rotation sensor. Put that right there. And this is going to be a rotation sensor for motor port C. So this one over here is A, this one over here is C. And I'm going to drag this down and connect it. And then I'm going to need a send message. And pop this down. It's going to be the same thing. Degrees to number. And this has got to be number. And we're going to send this to mailbox 2. And to be honest, I'm not 100% sure of what these mailboxes mean, but I watched a video and this is what it said to do. So feel free to experiment and maybe you can find out a better way of doing this. Alright, so we've got those set up. And now what we're going to need to do is, right now as it is, it's going to run both of these one time. But we want it to run forever. So for that, we need a loop, which is this one right here. Drag it over, and we're going to pop that in there. And then with my mouse, I'm going to draw a box around these two, drop them inside the loop, and the loop's already set up for us. It's set to forever, which is what we need. And now I need to do that again. Here's a loop, drop it in, select them, drop them in. And that's all there is to the remote. So now we're ready to download this. So for that, you'll need to get your USB cable. I happen to have one right here. Here's my USB cable. And you'll plug this into here, plug this into your computer, and then click this button right here to send it to your remote control.